Hi friends, I'm back with yet another topic, feeding of dogs. Hope you all liked the previous video. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. We'll try to update you with relevant videos. If you have any queries, please don't hesitate to mail us. Our mail ID is given in the description box. Coming to the topic, feeding of dogs. It's always better for the individual dog owners to maintain dogs on the food materials ordinarily prepared in the house rather than preparing special food for dogs. The dogs can be fed with homemade foods, taking care of their dietary requirements. Ready to use foods available in the market are another option. In the commercial food, mainly two categories are there, dry food and wet food. Based on breed, stage and health status of dog, there are starter, grower and adult food. Also prescription diets like obesity, renal, cardiac, hypoallergenic diets are available. The dietary requirement in dogs varies very much depending on the breed, body weight, stage of life and activity. Feeding of young puppies. They need much more calories than an adult dog. During this period, they grow every day. Pups double their body weight during the first 2 weeks of time. During this time, bitch milk is sufficient. If the litter size is large or if the bitch is weak or affected with mastitis or if there is no milk, additional feeding using milk substitute or milk replacer is required. For example, cow's milk 300 ml, water 150 ml, 1 egg yolk, 1 teaspoon glucose powder, multivitamin drops 1 to 2 drops per day, calcium syrup 10 to 15 drops per day can be added and these can be mixed to form an artificial milk replacer. This chart as well as the schedule for feeding the milk replacer during the first 4 weeks are being shown in this video. Next, feeding of weaned puppies. Weaning is the separation of the puppy from the mother, that is dam. So pups are weaned from their dam at 6 to 8 weeks of age. Immediately after weaning, a combination of cow's milk 250 ml, egg yolk, glucose can be fed at regular intervals. Would be a good substitute for the dam's milk, which I had already mentioned to you. Okay, goat's milk is also good for puppies. Or else the feed that is accustomed at the breeder's location can be continued for a few days and then gradually shifted to the new food. Okay, what happens is if you are suddenly changing the diet, create many problems like gastrointestinal problems, lead to diarrhea and all. So better you go for the food which was being given earlier at the breeder's place and then slowly introduce whatever is required, whatever can be given by you. Slowly we have to introduce with the previous food and then completely change it to the new one. Okay, then a model feeding schedule chart is being given for puppies of 1 to 4 months of age. You can note down that. For 2 to 3 days after weaning, the pups will be crying, maybe because of the separation from its dam. So this should not be misunderstood for hunger and they should not be overfed to avoid indigestion. Fresh water in a clean bowl should be made available at all times. Routine eating habits must be established by feeding in the same place and at the same time. There should be a regularity. Rusk, fresh bread, good quality dog biscuits, eggs, soup, porridge may be fed in early puppyhood a few days after weaning. Gradually change over to the dietary articles which you can afford daily by the second month. And you can start feeding boneless chicken or fish. But in that case also, don't purchase the meat available in the market named dog meat. From the slaughterhouse also you should never go for that. You purchase the good meat, boil it and give. Don't add any masala, any spices to that. And in early puppyhood stage, if you are giving rice, more amount of rice, it can lead to a pot-bellied appearance. In 1 to 2 months of age, you have to feed almost 6 times and get it reduced to 5 times in 2 to 3 months. Then 3 to 4 months, make it to 4 times. 4 to 5 months of age, 3 times. And finally, you have to make it 2 times. Okay. The minerals are very important for normal growth and reproduction and maintenance of normal health of the dogs. Level of calcium, phosphorus and the ratio in the diet is very important for puppies. So it is very much essential that you should supplement minerals and vitamins, especially calcium, phosphorus and all, and based on the recommendation of a veterinarian. And some breeds are very much prone to such kind of bone related disorders, so better start with calcium supplements. And it's a good practice to provide a large bone for the pup to chew it. So depending on the body size of the animal, it provides calcium and phosphorus and also helps to keep the teeth clean and to prevent indiscriminate biting tendency, which many owners used to complain they are having this gnawing or a biting tendency. So for that and all, you can keep this large bones so that they will keep gnawing on it. Then pup's diet should be liquid or semi-solid. Meat, fish, egg and chicken should be fed after proper cooking only. Spoiled or damaged food should never be given, and clean the vessels regularly, especially the bowl in which you are placing the water. It should be replaced with fresh water every time, and it should be cleaned properly. Then feeding of orphan puppies is just like I had mentioned earlier, that artificial milk or milk replacer can be given in that stage. Then adult dogs. Coming to the adult dogs feeding, their requirement is like actually they need to be fed only once in a day, but many owners prefer to give some scraps or a cup of milk or tea or an egg in the morning. It will be preferable to give the main meal sometimes in the afternoon rather than during the night, since the dogs have tendency to sleep after a heavy meal. Usually in case if we are keeping a dog for guard purpose, for a company or for home even, then in such cases if you are giving a heavy meal in the night time, then if the dog is not at all awake at that time, it's of no use. So better to go for a heavy meal in the afternoon session. Then cooking or warming the food after chopping it into smaller bits make it more palatable and digestible. Then vegetables like carrot, beetroot, etc. can be included in the dog's diet. You can just boil and without adding any spices, you can give to them. For rearing a dog as a vegetarian, vegetable soup, soybean meal, chapati, idli, etc. would be the ideal choice. In home also, you can prepare a dog food. So for that, what all are needed? An example of a composition of a dog food is being given. You can make a note on that. Then during pregnancy, the requirements will be very much high because the mother will have to see the nutrients of the young ones also inside. So in such cases, the energy requirement is almost 1.3 times the normal one. So the normal pregnant dog will eat more during this phase, and the diet has to be offered several times each day. But overfeeding should not be done in the early pregnancy stage because it can lead to fattening during whelping. As whelping nears, the bitch may lose her appetite, which is quite normal, and usually within 24 hours she will regain her appetite. Fresh drinking water should be given. Also give all the supplements, everything as prescribed by the doctor depending on the condition of the animal. Okay. The feeding during lactation. This is a maximum period of stress for the female dog. The nutrient requirement of the dam depends on the number, size and age of the pups. The diet should be rich in protein and easily digestible. Feed her almost 3 to 4 times a day and provide clean drinking water always. Supplement minerals and vitamins to meet the additional requirements of lactation. Calcium supplements should be given, minerals, vitamins, everything should be given during that stage because the pups are also gaining the nutrition from the mother through the mother's milk only. Okay, with this I'm concluding. So I think you got a good information regarding the feeding and all. So some charts are also here. You can go through that also. It will be very much helpful. Thank you for watching and please do subscribe our channel. And if you like our video, please don't forget to share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you.